I think for the Russians, obviously the biggest thing was the inefficacy of their military reforms that they launched after the 2008 Georgian War. So Serdyukov basically reduced the size of the Russian army, hoped to centralize the command structure, and also rely less on conscripts. In fact, what we're seeing is that the command structure was completely dissonant, and they were advancing on 5 or 6 axes of advance without logistics and without supplies. And also, they're now reliant on conscripts much more through mobilization. So, in effect, the Russians have undone their famed military reforms, and Russian military weakness has been shown not just to the Russian public and to the Ukrainians, but to the entire world. And this is a major recalibration. So Russia's goals, even if they admit that their goals are exactly the same as they were a year ago, which they call demilitarization and denazification, in practice are a lot more limited. It's extremely unlikely that the Russians are going to occupy Kiev and replace Zelensky with a pro-Kremlin a politician like Viktor Medvedchuk or Viktor Yanukovych. It's also increasingly unlikely that the Russians are going to be able to gain complete control over the Black Sea and liberate Odessa, Mykolaiv, and get that land bridge to Moldova and Transnistria that they've talked about. Instead, I think their most likely best case scenario, given their munitions constraints and given their strategic deficits, is probably, and also the loss of so many trained soldiers, is to take over Donbass and try to see if they can get something out of the other 2 regions that they've annexed as their territory, Kherson and Zaporizhia. For the Ukrainians, obviously, it's a very different mindset. The Ukrainians have gone from a position where they're trying to protect the existence of their country and trying to avoid a complete defeat to now believing in full victory. And I think resolve and unity inside Ukraine to pursue a full victory is greater than ever before, even if casualties are mounting in Bakhmut and in Donetsk, and even if they may have to lose some territory in Donetsk first, they're thinking about a long, multi-year operation to recapture their territory. And one statistic that's really striking is that if Russia used nuclear weapons, 89% of Ukrainians would want to continue fighting for their freedom. And that's something that I think just underscores the level of resolve and confidence in Ukraine that wasn't there a year ago.